Well, hello there. Look at these beautiful stalks of asparagus I found at the grocery store. Now, some people love asparagus, especially when other people cook it for them and don't want to go to all the trouble to make them for themselves or their family or friends. Well, they're simple to make, and I'm going to show you how I make them in a custard. I love custards of any sort. Custards, puddings, creme brulees, flans, you name it. If it's got custard, I'm going to love it. So let me show you how I make these little beauties. Super easy. Pop it in the oven, walk away, come back, and you've got a delicious little side dish. Do you hear Finn over there just chowing down out of his dog bowl? Oh, and there's the neighbor's dog. Come over for a visit. Hello, Josette. So Finn's eating out of his bowl before Josette eats it. They have a little competition going. All right, let's get started. Okay, let me show you how simple this is. So we're gonna cut our asparagus up. You do want to remove those tough upper ends, so just bend it, and where it bends easily, that is where you're gonna cut it. And sometimes, if you're really lucky, they'll snap by themselves. I've had this in the refrigerator a day, and I don't know how long they were at the grocery store. But when they're really fresh, they just snap like that one. And so we're gonna cut these up. I'm gonna cut them up in pieces about so, little bite-sized pieces, till I have 2 cups. Okay, I've got the asparagus diced up in bite-sized pieces. Now I've got 2 large eggs that I've beat up here. Take your aggression out on it. And then all you want to do is give a squirt of lemon into your, not too much, into your 2 eggs. I probably had about a teaspoon there. And then you want to put your asparagus right in the bowl with your beaten eggs. And give that a mix. Just like that. And then we're going to add 2 cups of milk. I use whole. I really do like whole milk. And I've got a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper right here in this little bowl. I'm going to put that in there. And I like a touch of cayenne. Leave that out if you don't care for it. I just think it gives it a good flavor. And then you just whip it all together. It's going to be so good. I love asparagus. When I lived in Montana, it grew wild out there, and we would look for it every spring. If there was water on the side of the road, like an irrigation ditch on this side of the fence, the public side of the fence, because it's very rural out there, especially where we lived, and we just pull over, because you could see the asparagus plants. You got to where you could identify their tall, spindly branches, and we'd pull over, or we'd go out to some lake and search along the banks for some fresh asparagus. Just couldn't wait for that crop to come in. Here, let me show you a picture when we were doing it, if I can find it. And those were such good times. Just love Montana. So we've got our asparagus, our spices, and our egg and milk mixture all in the bowl. I want to add 2 teaspoons of melted butter. Don't get it too hot because you don't want to cook your eggs. Butter, yes. Such flavor there. Just such a simple little dish. Such a simple little way to cook these. Okay, and then what you want to do is get you a little casserole. Give it a spray. I'm using some avocado oil spray, and it's got chipotle in it. You don't have to use anything with any heat, or you could simply butter the dish really well. And I've got a pan, sheet pan, that fits this perfectly, and I'm going to put under it. So I'm going to add a little bit of water to this pan. Let me show you. Oh my word, it's windy out there today. The leaves are all blowing around really nicely. Mama's old wind chime that she gave me is clamoring on the front porch, and I just love it. So I'm going to put I've got the front door open so Finn can go in and out. I'm going to put the delicious custard into the casserole. I'm looking forward to you. Yes. And then I've got my hot water, And I'm going to pour it right in the pan. Don't get it in on yourself and burn yourself. Just enough to come up about halfway up your pan. All right, now I'm going to pop it in the oven. I got a new used gas range. I told you I'd finally get a gas range. So let me open that up. Get a hot pad or two. Now be very careful you don't spill this. You can actually add the water right when it's in the oven. In she goes. And I didn't even spill it. Put it way to the back of the oven because it gets hotter back there. Okay. Now we're going to cook it for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Let me set the timer. I'll set it for 45, but I'll check it at 40. Well, you look at this beautiful dish. Look, it's set right in the center. It's still jiggly because it's a custard, but it's not, you know, raw in the center. It's done perfectly. So now all we got to do is give it a try. Isn't that pretty? I'm here all by myself too. So I'll be eating alone tonight. This is what I'm going to have as a side with my dinner. But it's not going to hurt to have a serving right now. Now let me give it just a sprinkle of salt and pepper. Cheese on the top of it. Why not? Feel free to put the cheese right in the custard mixture if you want. All right, let's see how she tastes. Oh, I like it, and I like the cheese on it too. That is so, so good. You got to give this a try. I think you're really going to enjoy this. Simple little asparagus dish with a little custard. Delicious. So I hope everybody has a lovely weekend, and I can't wait for you to join me again in my kitchen. Toodaloo. Oh my goodness, it's so good I can't stay out of it. Okay, so I probably won't be making dinner for myself tonight. This is dinner.